talk about, so we have this next round, we call it rapid fire, right? So the
Okay.
idea is that I'll throw out something, you just tell us what comes to your mind, and if you want to reminisce, feel free to walk down the trail as well. So should we start that?
Let's go.
Yes. So machine learning,
AI today.
technology,
Tool.
leadership,
AI first.
future of work,
Less.
culture,
Was that culture? Data centric.
digital transformation,
All software will be intelligent.
disruption,
AI first disruption.
jobs of future,
More leisure, less work.
future of startups,
Everyone is their own startup.
well said. Future of organizations,
Decentralized.
AI first,
Company. Book.
Most cheesiest answer.
That's cool.
Awesome. So let's spend. We're at the tail end of the conversation. So let's
Sure.
spend few minutes on your journey, right? So we asked all of our guests to share some of the traits and some of the things that have made them successful, or that have helped them become what they have become. So what are some of those qualities that you attribute your success to?
Yeah, I think there's a series of lessons that I learned from people around me that I've really taken to heart, that were really ingrained in me, and that I've lived through. In that, I try to really live according to the values embedded in those lessons. One is just finishing a job. If you start something, take it to the end so that you can actually get the output and learn from it and do the next thing. So just finishing what you start, I think, is really important. The second thing is try to make yourself redundant. And I think that's a really good principle. Try to think, how do I turn this into a process that someone else can pick up and run with? How do I train someone so well that, they don't need me anymore, and that they can really own something that will motivate them more, that will free me up to do other things. And the process of training is a really beautiful thing as well, of teaching someone something. So the making yourself redundant sort of gets you in that mindset of like properly training, delegating, teaching, turning things into process, documenting things. So that's another thing that I've really tried to think through and apply every day. And the other thing is just showing up. So the first thing is something my dad's taught me: finish the job. The second thing is something a professional mentor taught me. And the third thing is something that my mum taught me, which is, I really believe it's all of our responsibilities to manage our own energy by doing things like eating well, sleeping well, and moving well, so that every day you show up with a consistent level of energy, so that you're able to have the conversations you need to have, to make the decisions you need to make in a very lucid way, and to be able to do the work you need to do for others. I think, showing up with inconsistent energy, getting sick all the time, doing this, doing that. Sometimes this stuff's out of our control, but a lot of the time it really is in our control. But it requires a huge amount of discipline to show up every single day with that energy and to be well in your role, to be well in your workplace, and be there for others, and available and ready to go at any given time. So yeah, they're the three things that I really just sort of keep in mind every day. I try to finish what I start. I try to turn something into a process, try to make myself redundant in some way, teach someone else something so that they can run with it. And three, I try to just show up, very, very consistently with very consistent energy.
Thank you for walking us through that. So we ask all of our guests to share some of their favorite reads. So besides the AI
Mhm.
first company,
Sure.
what are some of your favorite reads that you want to share with our listeners and viewers?
Well, look, I have so many areas of interest, but I guess they sort of all consolidate into three different fields. One, intelligent systems; two, investing; and three, Italian culture and history. Um, what I might do is I might stick to that first category, intelligent systems. Now, I will say the website for the book has a lot of other books on there. I show all these different ways you can approach this field of intelligent systems. Some of my favorite is a book by Jeff Hawkins called On Intelligence, and he actually just released a new book. But On Intelligence really gave me a model of how the human mind works that helped me understand how to build predictive systems better than any other model of the human mind. There are lots of great neuroscience books out there, but that was a really good one. The second book that really helped me understand intelligence is a book called Neurophilosophy. It was written by a couple, and they were real pioneers in the field of neurophilosophy, really sort of started this field of philosophy. And it's a phenomenal book because it is scientifically rigorous, it is obviously philosophically rigorous, and it's a very sort of complete work in that field. It gives you sort of a survey of the entire field in one book. So I really think that is a phenomenal book. It's very involved. It's a very dense book. It's a textbook, really. But I liked that one a lot, and I think that gave me a really good foundation for understanding a lot of other things. And a really fun book in the field of intelligent systems, a fictional book, is Neuromancer by William Gibson. I just find him to be such a great writer. He manages to keep lots of storylines going at the one time and without sort of collapsing them onto each other or mixing them up, but he keeps them going in parallel really nicely. His characterizations are amazing. He manages to set up lots of different characters in a book, as in the characters are so different from each other, but manage to interact and have dialogue with each other. That's really fun to read. And he's a really prescient person. He saw a lot of stuff well before a lot of other people saw it. Sorry, Neil Stevenson. He's a really good author. William Gibson's also another good author. But I think in the field of intelligent systems and thinking about sort of sci-fi stuff, I really like Neuromancer.